Hidden Truths channel. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Tonight's live stream is going to be on understanding the First Amendment. I think it's a good time to have a discussion about that with the flag burning and the executive orders and, all the stuff going on. So we're going to discuss the Second Amendment. The First Amendment, I'm sorry. By the way, since I got to wait for YouTube to set out notification stuff, we'll have a little discussion about what happened in Minnesota today. Okay? And I'll probably do more of a video on it tomorrow. Not a live stream, but a video on it. But yeah, I came from Minnesota. Okay? 2022, I had to get out of there. I couldn't deal with it anymore. It was beyond my ability to deal with the communist crap anymore. So anyway, I had to get out of there. I don't know what Zay is going freaking out about. Sam! Anyway, but this is what happens when mental illness isn't treated and it's encouraged. And this is what we're dealing with, people. Somebody who's not right in the head decides they're going to sit there and, hurt other people. Okay? And just a little bit. Saya, what are you barking at? Boy, she waits till I go live to start barking, huh? But anyway, I had to get out of Minnesota. Like I say, my grandson goes to school and there's a litter box in his room because kids think they're furries. People may say I'm crazy. Well, Tim Waltz put tampons in the machines in the boys' bathroom. It's just beyond crazy, okay? And let's just say my one grandson stands up for himself and he knows that stuff ain't right. And, But anyway, yeah, Minnesota. Now they're a transgender sanctuary state. Let's see how that's working out. I got people showing up. That'll be a video for tomorrow. When all the details come out about what happened and stuff, then I can make a video when I can have more details about it. But let's get started tonight on tonight's subject. Hey, J99, how's it going? Let's discuss the First Amendment, okay? Now, the first thing that, I don't know about you, J99, but when I was in the service, I was protecting everybody's speech, especially the ones that didn't agree with me, okay? They have their rights too. But let's get down to the First Amendment. First thing, let's get into the amendments in general, the way the first 10 amendments, the way our government's going now. Why were the first 10 amendments adopted? On March 4th, 1789, when the Constitution was adopted, the delegates or the representatives from the other states that ratified the Constitution pretty much demanded that the Bill of Rights be put in there, and all the state legislatures had to vote on it, but to protect the people. In case the government, even read the preamble, in case the government got out of control. And they want more restrictions on the government. That's what the first 10 amendments are about, restricting the government. But the people who ratified the Constitution wanted the Bill of Rights in there and sent it to the states, okay, to be ratified like any other amendment it was. So anyway, like I say, read the preamble of the Bill of Rights. It says it right there. They were afraid that the government may one day get out of control. Okay? And these amendments were added to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, to try to make it as hard as possible for them to do that without the people acting up. Trump's government is out of control. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. This ain't the person that was on the campaign trail. I'll just say that. But I feel like I got kicked in the gut. And if you watch any of my content, I hammered Biden so bad that my Lone Wolf Prepper channel got buried under the YouTube jail. They canceled the email and everything. Okay? And I'm not being any easier on Trump because, Biden was supposed to be not all there, right? And doing crazy stuff. Well, Trump's dying surpassed him, and Trump's supposed to have all his marbles. Anyway, let's get on the First Amendment. Since we got all this flag burning stuff that's going on, let's talk about the First Amendment. And one thing I want everybody to know. Everybody, I'm a Marine. I get upset when people burn the flag. But I get really, really pissed off knowing our Constitution's on fire and nobody will do anything about it. Okay, you're going to complain about the flag being burned when our Constitution's ablaze. Really? Anyway, I can see YouTube's helping me out again tonight. I tell you what, all this, and we'll get into that too. The First Amendment and censorship and shadow banning. Okay? I tell you what, First Amendment right, you have the right to burn the flag. Okay? Go ahead, liberals, go for it all day long. But as a Second Amendment right, this constitutional conservative has the right to speak his mind and be heard. These social media platforms are now the town square. All right? Putin loved Russia. Oh, you're from Russia? Well, I'm sorry our military hardware is falling on your country. But once us American patriots decide to get together and us vets and solve the problem, you won't be having our munitions falling on your country no more. Okay? Bunch of shit. Do you think the American citizen wants that? We're so sick of paying for this garbage. But anyway, back to the First Amendment, okay? The first part of the First Amendment deals with religion. There will be no national religion, and no religion shall be, and you have it forced on the people, and you're allowed to practice any religion you want, okay? The government was basically saying, we're not going to get between you and God, whoever your God is, okay? Which is a smart thing to do, right? What's the biggest way to start an argument? Start talking about religion or politics. So they had that pretty good. And then the freedom of speech, okay? The freedom of speech. And that would be to express yourself. And this is where, is my speech not important to some people? Not everybody wants to hear what I got to say, but there are some people that want to hear what I got to say. Because some people don't have it in them to get on YouTube or social media and talk for an hour about things that are going on, things that they feel the same way. I mean, we're all smash that. Yay, not a problem. Thank you, Strictly Cycling. And also, if you want to help support the channel, hit the subscribe and the bell notification. But I tell you what, YouTube's slamming down on me so far. It's a shame in all of North America. I know. I mean, Canada. Whew, can't wait till we're right up there with Canada. Can you? But freedom of speech. I have the right to criticize the government, okay? Not only my right, it's my duty when they're screwing up for them to be called on it. Just like when I'm screwing up. Okay, let's say I'm at work and I'm screwing up. Is it not my boss's duty to call me on it, to correct the problem? All I know is everybody who don't think that Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and all them ain't on the same page, you're wrong. Didn't Hillary just come out and say last week that Trump was in the same mindset as they are now? And what did Hillary Clinton say? Didn't she say that your First Amendment's right should have limitations? How she put it, I think. And it's amazing how they're all getting along after the E-list don't exist no more. But anyway, and then Trump signs an executive order putting you in jail if you express your First Amendment, your freedom of speech, your freedom of expression. I tell you what, I can't wait to get that song done that I'm doing. And I wish I knew how to edit it, but I'll just be singing it. But oh yeah, Trump is out of control. All right? Let them try to burn the flag here in South Carolina. I promise it won't be good. Right, but they have the right to. You know, the thing is, we don't need to be beating their ass. This is the thing. If you believe in the First Amendment, you got to protect people that disagree with you and you disagree with. But if you take away what right for another person to express themselves, then they have a right to take it from you. And I hope everybody realizes that's a Trump supporter because there's no list. The Republicans just lost power in D.C. probably for the next 20 years. Can't you wait till the Democrats have all these precedents? You know, like the president, I'm the president. Nobody can stop me. Can't you wait till the Democrats saying that? Anyway, you know, this country is not designed to make anybody happy. It's to make people free and give them liberty and the right to pursue their happiness. And if what somebody does upsets you, but it's not breaking the Constitution, I'm sorry. Just like we're telling the other side, you got to suck it up. I'm sick of our side being wimps about this shit too. I don't like it either. Pisses me the hell off. But you know, I took an oath to the Constitution. But if they would be publicly shamed for what they've done, in the court of public opinion, be shamed. Isn't that just a terrible thing these days? Another angry Trumper. I'm not a Trumper. I'm a constitutional conservative. You think I'm an angry Trumper, you need to watch some more of my content, buddy. You need to really watch some more of my content. And somebody else who watched 30 seconds of me and had an opinion, go check out my content. I'm a constitutional conservative. Tell me what party I like. I don't look through the country through the red lens like the mega Republicans. I don't look through the country through a blue lens like the liberal Democrats. I look through the country through clear lenses like the founding fathers did. Just the way it is. You want to follow a red flag, a donkey or an elephant? Go for it. Okay? But it's two wings of the same bird, everybody. Two wings of the same bird. This is a channel where people, American people who have had enough, I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your nationality is. And frankly, I don't care what you do in your bedroom as long as you keep it off the chat. But if you're an American citizen who had enough and trying to figure out what you can do about it, this is a channel for you. Everybody's welcome. But you got the 25% on the red side that are nothing can be said to them. And you got the 25% on the blue side that nothing can be said to them. And then you got the 50% in the middle. That's the majority. And both of them say they're speaking for us. We always have the minority running this country all the time. That's why we're a constitutional republic, okay? We've never been a democracy. And in a democracy, I would think the 50% that's in the middle would be running the country, right? Anyway. Oh, J99, you busy? I'm sorry, I haven't been. Relax. Why? Our country's falling apart. I'm a Marine. Can you imagine on the chopper as we were going to the hot LZ if I would have told my Marines, hey, just calm down, guys. It's not like you were yelling. But hey, don't worry, everything will be fine. God, I'm so sick and tired of that shit. Calm down. You know, I watch TikTok videos that are posted on YouTube, okay? Millennials are a lot more pissed off than I am. I just want to solve the problem. I'm sick of bitching. This Marine's ready to solve the damn problem. Get out there and get my damn hands dirty. If they don't like you, you are preaching They move on, right? Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You're not forced to listen. This isn't a communist channel where they're going to sit there and put bright lights in front of your eyes in a opaque overhead projector in front of you and just watch slides for all day long, every day until you sit there and be like John Candy and Volunteers, a complete communist. You know, you don't agree with what I have to say, that's fine. Go be a slave. I don't care. Say this is just a channel for people to come together who's had enough, that understand the Constitution, that understand the Declaration of Independence, that understand American culture and want to defend it. Okay? Just like now, right? Talking about the First Amendment. Right now, I'm being shadow banned and censored by YouTube. And people say, how can you say that? Well, when you can get 20,000 views in an hour on live stream, they're holding back on me because, like I say, the old Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump are slapping each other in the ass. One thing I want to say about religious freedom, where they can't have a national, they can't use religion against you. They ain't going to get between you and your God, but they're going to sit there and tell you can't boycott Israeli stuff. It's so sick this country is. We are all enslaved to the shadows of the cave walls that we are confine ourselves to, but it's easy to step out. Yeah, I tell you what, watch some of my shorts, you'll see where I live. I don't live in a big city. I don't even live in a big county. You people in your big cities in your 10-block radius probably have more people in your 10-block radius than I do in my whole county. I understand what freedom is. Like I say, I could sit there and just disappear. It's not about me no more. That's what I was. I was out on a ranch. Just, hey, I had it. I was like, whatever happens, I'm going to make sure I survive. And I started feeling guilty for making the right choices and being in the position I was in where I could survive no problem. I mean, heck, out there, water squirted out of the ground. But I started feeling guilty. Because you still watch it and see what other Americans are going through. See, it's not about me, people. Okay? I didn't join the Marine Corps to be about me. It was about serving my country and my fellow citizen. And now I serve my God, my country, and my fellow citizen. It's not about me. Okay? I lived my life. In my short time that I've been on this earth, I lived 5 lifetimes already. And now I guess I got number 6 I got to live. Whatever I got, my destiny or purpose is to deal with this crap we're dealing with in this country. Anyway. I just love these trolls. Hey, it's okay, trolls. I appreciate you making my analytics better, and I appreciate you spending time on my channel because this is for you too. Because if we don't fix this country's problems, you're not going to be able to troll me in the future. So if you want to troll me in the future, you guys better get with the game too. All right? You guys got a purpose in this too. And you will have a perfect purpose when it comes time this all hits the fan. I already got a complete perfect purpose for you trolls. You'll do perfect. Good time I don't live in the country. Yeah, I can't live in a city. I mean, in the games, in that TV show Survivor, put me out on the island, you ain't going to see me for 30 days. You know, my second wife told me we were watching Castaway once. They were watching, she looked over at me and she goes, you wouldn't even be trying to get off that island, would you? I said, nope. So, yeah, you got a nice horse wallpaper behind you. Mate, greetings from the Netherlands. Hey, not a problem. I appreciate you being here. Like I say, this show is international. That's not wallpaper. That's actually a tapestry. It's like it's not a towel, but it's like a really big towel. And what I want to do is I want to get a framed in lighted case. and put that in that case to where the light shines. I put it up against windows and stuff with the light coming through, but I want to get a lighted case that I can adjust the light, and it's a beautiful tapestry. But that is my retirement home, sir. So that's one thing we still have in the U.S. We still have places where I can go out there. I won't have a log cabin. I'll be digging my dugout. I'd rather sit there, and after 5 or 6 months having a dig in the dugout, I can have one hell of a dugout that's basically climate controlled compared to a log cabin that isn't. But that's my Lone Wolf Prepper Lives channel. Anyway, but I appreciate you being here from the Netherlands. Always want to go there and experience that place. but that's for younger men. Anyway, back to the subject. Okay, the First Amendment. Okay, like now, my channel's being shadow banned as we talk, being censored because they don't like what I have to say. You can look at any of my content. I got well over 1,000 videos on there, and you can see why they don't like it. And that just goes to show you that I'm right. But all these people, like I say, these companies that are infringing on our constitutional rights are going to be called on the carpet. Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg ain't going to be able to say, oh, the algorithm was doing it. We were never looking at it. No, you're going to be held accountable. And if you conspired with the enemies of this country to take the country over, what I'm saying is if you committed treason with your social media platform, well, there's only one punishment for treason. I mean, it wasn't only military commanders that got, government Nazis that got the death sentence after Nuremberg. Sure wasn't. Jerome Powell. Yeah, finance minister, huh? Jerome Powell. Anyway, I love knowing history, especially with all these. I tell you what, tyrants are all the same. They never change until you stop them. They continue on. It's like, they got that taste of that candy and they're going to continue on with it. Just whatever. I mean, that's only Amsterdam. That's a deplorable city. The rest is very nice. Traditional and calm would consider Amsterdam to be so Amsterdam's like our Las Vegas, huh? Anyway, hey, are you a farmer? I grew up in agriculture and stuff. Are you one of those Netherlands farmers that happen to spray shit all over the government? That is so cool. Protesters, you want to protest this shit? We'll just bring the honey wagon out, everybody. God, that'd be cool to see. But, in America, you could do that to white people, but nobody else. Biden is dying of cancer, but at least he can still give a good speech and ride circles around Trump on his bicycle. I like to see Trump. The thing is, we got two old men on a population of 350 million. That's the best this country can offer to run it? And then Trump wants to say he's the best president ever? No, that was George Washington, everybody. There's no president that suffered like George Washington. There's no president that's been as humble as George Washington. There's no president that's ever been driven to do the right thing in every situation like George Washington. Remember, they want to make him king, and he said, no. Imagine if Congress went to Trump right now and said, hey, you want to be king? Oh, yeah, let's start right now. You guys are gone. Well, he just does executive orders and bypasses Congress, takes away constitutional rights. Oh, Department of War, yeah, it takes Congress to do that, but I'll just go ahead and do that, and I'm sure they'll be okay with it. All that lists that don't exist, hey, don't worry about it. We're all friends now. Yep, and Hillary's saying Trump's starting to think like us, okay? They all want us fighting amongst ourselves. Yeah, that's why you got them. That's why we need to stop this channel. No fighting. I want to fight with you because we're all on the sinking Titanic together. Okay? Some people are still listening to the band play. Hey, everything's fine. And the rest of us are like, hey, like I say, do you think it matters when everybody realizes what's happening? It matters what color you are, what your political party is or not. No. All these little problems we have in this country with each other are going to fade when we find out the real enemy. I mean, just think about it, people. If you don't feel justified to enact the Declaration of Independence because you don't feel we have the moral high ground, just think about how if you knew all the secrets that the government's hiding from us, all the crooked shit our government's doing, and all the children being abducted, like through this live stream. How many children have been abducted while we've been doing this live stream? Okay. Tom, you had a good joke for the trolls last night. Your likes. You got to be able to be alive and troll me. That crap. Well, I've had enough. The trolls are going to have a purpose. When this shit goes down, the trolls will have a purpose. All right? You get those good ones that can get people's heads, they'll have a purpose. Like I say, otherwise they ain't going to be able to troll me in the future if we don't have a future. You see how we all need to be on the same side? Anyway, back to freedom of speech. Like I said, I'm being shadow banned. I'm being censored. Okay, my opinion is against the narrative. There's nothing about the First Amendment about having to follow a narrative or community guidelines. Where is that term in the First Amendment? You must follow the community guidelines. And they say, well, it's my platform. Yeah, you guys are making money off the shit, all right? They're already running commercials on my stuff. And, I'll probably be monetizing a little bit, but like I say, I don't want money. Just watch a commercial. Make the big wigs pay if we ever get that far, They may cancel me again. When Trump's got an ego and he don't like people speaking out against him. He tends to get vengeful, wouldn't you say? But anyway, all I know is you liberals want the freedom. I recognize your freedom of expression and speech to burn the flag, your First Amendment right to burn the flag. Just like they should recognize my First Amendment right to speak publicly on what they don't agree with. But everybody's in it for themselves. It doesn't matter, right? YouTube has been removing a lot of channels lately since new rules took effect. New rules, like you say, rules on the First Amendment. We got the ATF, a three-letter agency that regulates our Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed. Like I say, the short I made today. The reason people are burning the flag is because of what our politicians are doing, not what the American people are doing. So maybe to solve the problem, we need to get rid of the politician. I don't know. Sounds good to me. I like to get through the root cause of stuff. Maybe that's a little extreme, but the money system doesn't involve the wasted spending that Trump has been doing. So I don't even want to get into that debate. The money system doesn't involve the wasteful spending. See, this is the thing. When have I said on this live stream, who's been here a while, that I support Trump? Who? When? All these people come on here thinking I'm a mega supporter of Trump. Nah. I'm definitely not a blue liberal retard either. But see, if you're not, the mindset in this country, Well, he's not agreeing with me. He must be for the other side. And they don't know nothing about me except maybe a 30-second soundbite. 30 seconds. That's how their attention span is. I mean, can you imagine how we'd all get along if we decided in 30 seconds whether you like somebody or not? I can't believe it. All these, I mean, I wish some of these people would just hold their comments, watch some of my other content, and then come back and say, oh, I actually had a comment. Got a comment from a guy. I didn't actually see his stuff on the live stream. Maybe I did. Maybe I answered one of them. But he apologized to me for the nasty stuff that he said on my live stream. He apologized. Okay, I did. You know, I was very, I don't know how to say it. And I don't want to say surprised. It gives me hope that people are waking up. I'm not Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an American. I'm a political atheist because they're both corrupt. And now everybody sees it. Some people don't. Some people are, hey, we got our tyrant in office. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And we're willing to suffer through it. Anyway, have you ever been hungry? Have I? Yes. You want to know what growing up poor in the 70s was like? Poor. With proud parents that didn't accept social services? Poor. Worked my ass off. Okay? My childhood sucked so bad that I went to Marine Corps boot camp to escape my home and was writing my recruiter when I was in boot camp how much fun I was having. So if you can top that, go for it. Why you look like you look like a Kamal. Oh yeah, I look like a communist. Oh yeah, I'm a communist all the way. That's why I had to move out of fucking Minnesota in 2022 because I have a nightmare. I wouldn't be a good communist. Kamala voter. Woo! No, the next person I vote for will be somebody like George Washington, a politician who never says the word democracy, but the word constitutional republic always comes out of their mouth, reads it a couple times, and somebody who wasn't born into these elitist goddamn families. Okay? Constitutional conservative. Which party do you think I support? Wings of the same bird, people. Wings of the same bird. Never step foot in Wyoming. Why? That's where I learned to be a cowboy. 40 years old, I went out to the Pathfinder Rancher in Alcova. Mr. Wyoming. Ran cows on 280 square miles, asshole. And I'll show up anytime I want. What are you going to do, stop me? I'm a Wyoming cowboy, you piece of shit. Learned how to rope and ride out in Pathfinder Ranch. Went out there in the middle of the winter, too. Under Haney Stevenson. A ramrod from hell. So fuck you, Mr. Wyoming. Maybe I'll go there tomorrow. Should I tell you when I'm coming? Where I'm coming through? Want to meet me there? It'll be on 26. What time you want to meet on the border on 26? Mr. Wyoming, to stop me from coming in there. Mr. Wyoming. God, these fucking ass pussies. Pussies. You got an anger management. Oh, really? I got an anger management issue. Can you believe a Marine has an anger management issue? God, I'm finally glad he's up to space. A Marine has an anger management issue. Only the people that piss me off. Anyway, I just love in this country how somebody's going to tell me what to do. Tough guys going to tell me what to do. Don't come into my area. Like I say, this is the bullshit we deal in this country. Another little beta male probably in his bedroom down in mommy's basement. Don't you come into my state. Anyway, so yeah, that's my story about Wyoming, Mr. Wyoming. I'm a Wyoming cowboy. What are you going to do? How about I just ride my horse right over your ass? Well, I wouldn't even call that bad anger. Somebody tells you can't go somewhere, then they probably aren't even around some fake YouTube page. You should say, oh, thanks. I don't have time for it no more. We got bigger problems. I mean, somebody wants to get pissed off at me and the government's stealing money out of their frickin' wallet. They're not free anymore. It's not safe to walk the fucking streets. And they want to get mad at somebody that wants to help change the situation and make their life better. That's how brain dead they are. Invite the fucking Dracula in and kick the guy out that's got the fucking hammer and the wood stake. I just don't, like I say, I think a lot of it has to do with that people it's rotting their brains. Completely rotting their fucking brains. Anyway, I tell you what, YouTube's really slamming down on me. They're just fucking slamming down on me. And I'm just going to come out hard. You think I got anger issues? Well, one day when I get to live out there and I ain't got to deal with the shit that's going on now, and like I say, you think I got anger issues? Okay, beta male. When the enemy's coming down your street and you got a foxhole in your yard, who do you want in there? One of your beta male friends or this anger crazed Marine? Which one would you feel safer behind? Because I know you won't be beside me or in front of me. Like I say, underappreciated. I'm not on here to make money. I don't even have to be on here. I'm here for my fellow citizen. That's it. To serve my God, to serve my country, to serve my fellow citizen. And YouTube sits there and pays these people, pays them to destroy his company. And like I say, boy, it's amazing how they're all good buddies now. And you got liberal social media platforms that are protecting the president. Simply amazing. So you want to sit there and call me a Kamala Harris voter, which I wasn't. Well, you know what? If you're MAGA and can't see the communist shit that's going on in the administration now, I don't know what to tell you. But maybe when it comes, knock, 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 knock on your door, or maybe you'll sit there on YouTube and look at some history and be like, holy shit, that's going on in this country right now. Something, whatever it takes to open your eyes. But if you got to just squeeze your eyes so shut while you're listening to me because you ain't going to let that truth in, so be it. Not everybody's going to survive what's coming. All right. Not everybody's even strong enough to survive one day without social media or the grocery store not having stuff. I mean, that's one good thing about doing hard manual labor your whole life and working in the elements. You get pretty tough. So I never took a shot. Thank you, God. Thank God. An alpha male remains quiet. I'm a sigma male, and he remains even more quiet. But you know what? I really don't care how you act. Were you a Marine, sir? Did you go through what I went through, sir? Do you understand what the world's really like, sir? Well, good. It'll be coming to your door, and I hope you stay all calm. But Mr. Alpha, I'm a Sigma. Sorry, I'm a step above you, too. Complimentary box of crayons for you. You know, where does that saying come from? I didn't start hearing that till I got out in the civilian world about crayons. You know, I thought I heard all the Marine Corps jokes when I was in the Marine Corps, right? What's the deal with the crayons? Anyway, I had one guy I worked with that used to sit there and get out of me. Did you eat your crayons today? No, I'm going to stay highly motivated and charged. Okay? Because when it comes time to react, I'm not going to have to sit there and think about, oh, what do I need to do now? Okay? And I'm kind of a high tense, high energy type guy. Okay? I do my stuff to relax. But when I get on YouTube and we're going to discuss the world, oh, well. Anyway, getting back to freedom of speech. You can see I love freedom of speech. Okay? I mean, I love dealing with trolls. Anyway, freedom of speech is something that's very important. Freedom of expression. Okay, it's being taken from us. Okay, another thing, and like I say, Hillary Clinton, limitations to the freedom of speech, everybody. Okay? But anyway, let's get into the part of the First Amendment where you have the right to assemble and petition the government for your grievances and stuff and, you know, protest basically. Boy, we could get into January 6th, 2021 about this, couldn't we? Yep, I guess if you're a liberal Democrat, you're allowed to have fiery but mostly peaceful protests, cause millions of dollars in damage, ransack business, burn, loot, and murder, and, you know, everything's fine. But if you want to sit there and protest an election that may have been fraudulent, well, that's just too far. That's just too far, okay? And then they have BLM there and Antifa sitting there breaking windows. I've seen the video of it. That wasn't you little old ladies that got arrested. That's another thing, Trump. How long did it take for Biden's administration to round up all the January 6th protesters they wanted to? Didn't take them very long, huh? How many arrests have you made so far of the people you said were going to get arrested during your campaign? Oh, that's right. That'd be a big fat zero. Okay. But don't worry. I'll just start signing executive orders because what can the American public do? I'm president. They can't do shit about it. Oh, he is so wrong. All tyrants are always so wrong. Okay? And like I say, I voted for Trump. I got kicked in the gut. What do you think these Democrats that voted for Trump feel like? They're probably just a little bit more excited than I am. What they with the flag breaks my heart. To their own country. Why not just leave? Yeah, but see this thing, we need to shame people for burning the flag. Shame them. Publicly shame them. Okay? Anyway, but yeah, the right to peacefully protest, you know, give grievance. See, this is the thing about the First and Second Amendment that is so people don't understand these days because we don't live in the context of when it was written. Okay? For many years, at least a decade, the colonists tried to get it through King George that no, where this is going too far. They petitioned him. They, you know, tried to express their grievances. And it didn't matter. It just got worse. It just got worse and worse and worse. Okay, but the founding father, like I say, these amendments weren't in the Constitution when the Constitution was ratified. Okay, these were added to the Constitution afterward to protect the people from a corrupt government that may appear. All right? But it says in the Declaration of Independence, everything they tried to do. And then the long train of abuses, they didn't stop because they were trying to achieve their objective to totally control the colonists. And, then it was the colonists' right and duty to throw off that government, and install new guards for their future security. All right? Now, the Second Amendment is like, if they ain't going to listen to us, then they're going to be, we're just going to take them out. All right? So anyway, you can see why they want to get rid of the First Amendment. And now since we had this shooting in Minneapolis, it's not the mental illness that caused all this. It was the gun. It's amazing that all I got to say is most people that are antipsychotics and antidepressants and shit are people of one political belief. And these people are the ones that a lot of them are going out and doing this crap. Now, a law-abiding citizen who's a normal person, thinks straight stuff, and can't even fathom doing that to somebody, maybe it should have changed itself into something else that it wasn't. But anyway, this is what happens when mental illness, people are out of their minds. So now all law-abiding citizens are just going to make more laws that shall not be infringed. Any law against the Second Amendment is unconstitutional. And I'm sorry, but in this country, that means you get out of jail and you're a felon, you're allowed to buy a gun. That's just the way it is. I don't like it any more than you, but that's just the way it is. Even criminals, they're supposed to be reformed, right? Have the right to protect themselves from a criminal that hasn't been reformed. We can't cherry pick the amendments and say, well, I want to look at it this way. No, it's easily written. Shall not be infringed. So we got laws against it and a 3-letter agency that regulates it. And that can show up at your house at 6 a.m. in the morning with a no-knock raid and shoot people down. It wasn't too long ago where the Ruby Ridge anniversary was, right? Would that guy have a shotgun that was a half-inch too short? So his wife and kid, I think, young son had to die. Yeah. How long has it been going on to the American people? A really long fucking time. And people don't think Trump ain't going to do gun confiscation. Everybody's so happy. Hey, we got troops in the street. There hasn't been a murder in Washington, D.C. for 13 days. Well, sounds like a good reason for the government to keep the military in the streets now, doesn't it? I had a comment from somebody saying, they're going to be gone in 30 days. I hope you're right, but I know you're wrong, because they were talking about extending them just 2 days ago. Like I say, the government just got its foot in the door with putting troops in the streets. I mean, what's it going to take for Americans, patriots, and vets to finally say, we've had enough? The vets in this country are the well-regulated militia. We're the trained militia. The patriots, the ones that aren't vets, they'd still have to go through training. Can't go into a war zone that's going to get other people fucking killed because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Wow. And Anthony is a free society. That's absolutely correct. I went to a concert with different bands, and Marilyn Manson came out and burned the Bible, and I knew right there and then that I didn't agree with it. I wouldn't burn the Bible. Okay? Never. Okay, we all got freedom of choice. See, this is the thing, freedom of religion, right? No religion should be forced on the people, and you can worship whatever God you want. Government's not going to get in between us and our God. And if you want to make Satan your God, that's your freedom of religion, everybody. I can't say nothing about it. I don't agree with it. I think it's a wrong life course, but that's your right. Our rights aren't based on political opinion or the last poll, which had the high. I mean, it's not based on that. Okay. God, I've been going for 50 minutes already. Anyway, I just love YouTube. I love this censorship. It's so great. I tell you what, if I got anybody here who hasn't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. Help this channel grow, because there's more to come from this angry Marine. Boy, if you think I'm angry, what do you think the enemy's going to think of me? Hey, not a problem, Sonny. I appreciate it. I tell you what, I could do a live stream. I like doing live streams. My videos I keep short, but I like doing live streams. Okay, it's thinking on my feet, communicating with the chat, talking with the trolls, people insulting me. I get off on it. I went through a rough childhood, went to the Marine Corps, and these people think they're going to be able to give me an insult. I mean, I'll correct them. That's going to get under my skin. No, I feel pity for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to have it rough in their later lives because they're making it harder on themselves. And it's just going to, especially, it's just going to, more problems, okay? There is a use for our trolls in our fight to get our liberties back, our country back. And one day that'll all come to plan. But, they need to, trolls need to work on a little bit. They need to think a little bit. Something comes in their head and they're, think about it a little bit, guys. Take a little time and think about it. You got to get good. I need good trolls, okay? I need good trolls to work for me. So you got to start practicing your shit on me, okay? Because I'm not, if we get a good troll in here that's really trolling, except if they're being obnoxious, okay? Let me compete with them, okay? Because I need to make them better. Anyway, I got to get everybody trained, right? Training the troll. Boy, this is one weird ass channel. But anyway, I mean, I don't want them to stop coming though. I got the troll shut up one time and they all disappeared off my channel. Anyway, so crazy times. By the way, yeah, the government, now Trump can just sit there and write an executive order and people don't have the right to burn a flag. And all you people that are fine with that, and 1 year in jail, he's also got the punishment for it. All you people are happy with that? Remember, when the Democrats come into office in 3 years and 5 months because the lists don't exist, all the Democrats that voted for Trump are not going to vote for Trump this time. You want to know where all those extra votes that Kamala didn't get, that Biden got, that Trump got? You know where they came from? Oh, but I'm not a political, scientist or whatever. How would I know that? Because I can fucking add. All right? The Democrats aren't going to have to cheat to win the next midterms or the presidency. But then again, the Republicans are acting like the Democrats so much now. Maybe we might have another contested election with where it's contested the other way. Why? Because these people are criminals. Trump's got another 3 years and 5 months to achieve his goals. And like I say, DC with the troops, it's just they're figuring out how to do it, figuring out all the logistics. how to house the troops, how to set up the roadblocks. I mean, DC is the practice ground. It's like our when we at Camp Lejeune, they had this combat town, okay, our urban assault area. And that's what they're using it like, a training facility. So they can get everything down, all their T's crossed and their I's dotted, so they can go into a bigger city and have their act together. They're getting their act together, everybody. But don't worry, I'm sure I'm wrong. And I'm sure my fear of gun confiscation is wrong too, right? Because it's never happened before, right, Katrina? So, I mean, there's no precedent that could ever happen, right, Katrina? The thing is, what happens when these troops, when the first troop kills the first person, when the first person's killed by these troops, whether he be a criminal, committing a crime or whatever, how are people going to feel knowing that a citizen was shot by somebody in the military in the streets instead of a cop? And people say that may be no big deal. Yes, it will. It'll get people thinking. Okay? Anyway, Semper Fi, brother, USMC 67 to 78, and a couple of dog for good measure. Arr, arr. Damn right, Marine Corps. I enlisted in September 22nd of 1985. I was still a senior. And I wasn't supposed to go to boot camp until the following September, right? Or maybe it was August. All I know is I graduated boot camp before I was supposed to go. My recruiter called me up the day after I graduated high school and said, "You want to go?" I said, "I have nothing better to do." Like I said. And then I got out in 94 to do the force reductions. I was going to be a 20, 30-year man. But after the first Gulf War, and they didn't need us no more and stuff, and they treated it like a big business size in an MOS. When I got out, I had a few MOSs when I was in, both in the ground side and electronic side. But my MOS only had 52 people in it. And they cut it to 26. I tried every B billet, drill field, embassy duty, you name it, recruiter. But see, the thing is, if they didn't have a place to put you after your extension was over, and I got $12,000 in a thank you. Last message said name Marine denied reenlistment due to force reduction. Said name Marine is authorized severance pay. Thank you for your service. That was my last message. Anyway, yeah, crazy time. That's why when all these people got departed from the government because they weren't needed no more, do you think I felt bad for them? J Max, say hi. Hi, how's everybody doing? Was you Army or Jarhead? I was a Jarhead. Believe me, they took me and molded me. I enjoyed boot camp. That's how bad my home life was. And they molded me. And I had an interesting time in the Marine Corps. The world is flat. Okay, well, I don't think so. I've been around the world as a Marine, and I never got to the edge where we had to turn around. And this is another reason why the world can't be flat. Okay? Astrophysics. Okay? Everything's got to be equal in the universe. And what's the only shape where all the forces are equal on all sides? Sorry. Can't get away from physics, even the little bit of physics that we know. But hey, you want to believe the earth is flat? Go for it. But I've circled the globe, so I don't think so. I didn't end up in Mars. I ended up landing on the planet. Anyway, but hey, that's fine. Everybody's allowed to believe what they want to believe. You know, like that Men in Black. Is our universe nothing but a marble that's got our Milky Way galaxy and stuff? Is that what we are? I mean, that was intriguing how that movie was. I thought The Galaxy, right? Ponies got back. Love your channel. Well, thank you, Hunter. I appreciate you being here. I hope you subscribed and stuff because YouTube like my channel. YouTube kind of has a problem with me. You know, YouTube might think I got anger issues too. A Marine with anger issues. Only to people that are pissing me off. The thing is, why would you want to stroke a Marine? Why would you want to go up to a Marine and intentionally piss him off? Why? That makes no sense. Okay? It's like these people in Yellowstone and stuff playing with the bison. Hey, I'm going to take a selfie right next to this bison. Are you freaking kidding me? Being a cowboy, working with cows, I have pretty much a lot of my life. I've been stampeded and stomped on the ground. But anyway, so, yeah, the First Amendment's being taken from us. And it's just, now we got MAGA that's okay with it. You know, there was a guy that got, you know, the guy who got arrested yesterday for burning the flag. I think it was in D.C. and stuff, right? Probably somebody I wouldn't agree with him at all anyway else, but he expressed his First Amendment rights and got arrested for it. Okay, is that okay with you if somebody disagree with you how you think? It's okay if they get arrested? Like I say, the chickens will come home to roost. All the precedents that he's setting now are going to be, you know, right now the MAGA are the wolves and the liberals are the sheep. Well, in less than 4 years, that's going to change again. Okay? Congress, it doesn't really matter because they're all working together anyway. But when the presidency takes over, like you say, I hope everybody likes troops in the streets because all they got to do is declare emergency because the precedent has been set. You know, all this stuff, too, that Trump was going to take care of, the auto pen. Haven't heard nothing on that, have we? This stuff is beyond stupid. Anyway, I've been going for an hour. I appreciate everybody being here, everybody that YouTube allowed to see this. You know, whatever. Important subjects are covered here. And every once in a while, somebody's able to come here that likes the channel and they subscribe. And, you know, I'm speaking for them too. Like I say, I don't care what color, nationality, what your political affiliation is. What you do in your bedroom, just don't put it on my chat. We're American citizens that are being, our rights are being taken from us by a tyrant. And with the DOD, oh yes, the DOD directive. Oh shit. I made a video about that. I don't know if it was on this channel or the other. It was on my Lone Wolf Prepper channel. Yes. 5240. Anyway, it was a presidential executive order that Biden signed. Boy, I'd like to see if the auto pen was used for that. But it's given the president the authority, the Department of Defense, Secretary of Defense, to deploy troops into cities. I made a video about this, how dangerous this was. Thinking Biden was going to do it. Well, now Trump's actually doing it. And it doesn't specify what force the force they're limited to. The way it's written, they can roll down the streets in fucking tanks. Okay? It's coming, people. It's coming. Wings of the same bird. I don't like saying it. Yeah. Like I say, tanks down the street. That doesn't restrict the military in any way. It just authorizes them to go out the street and treat us like we're enemy combatants. Anyway, should that have to go through Congress? Oh, that's right. I'll just do it. They'll agree with it because they're all on the list that don't exist, and they got the puppet strings on just like I do. Crazy world we're living in, people. I tell you what, I hope I got some subscribers tonight because YouTube's been hard on me. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, and YouTube is fighting it. Oh! Little guy like me who gets as many views in a day that somebody with 100,000 subscribers gets. Little guy like me is a danger to all their power that they've accumulated. All it takes is one little guy to start speaking his mind and people to listen, and it'll change everything. Now, I'm not Christ, of course, but that happened before too, right? Anyway, it's human nature. Anyway, I appreciate everybody being here. It's been a great live stream. Tomorrow, I don't know what's going to be on. Trump may sign another executive order restricting us more, saying, hey, I'm president, can't do shit about it. What do you think it's going to be like when he finds out we can? All I know is if we don't correct this, conservatives, when we get a Democrat in office, I'm moving to the mountains because I'm not going to get shot down at 6 a.m. by a 3-letter agency. I'm not going to get thrown into a concentration camp. And that's another thing with these cities. Watch all of a sudden to start arresting undesirables in the city, and they won't have enough jail space to put them in, so they'll start building camps outside the city to put them in. History. Besides math, history should be the second most important subject. Learning from the mistakes in the past that people in the past made should make us a better society and a better culture, not falling into the same shit they did. But anyway, that's what we got to live with. I appreciate everybody being here. Check out my shorts, like and subscribe to the channel. Anything helps, but I got well over 1,000 videos and content. I got a nice catalog now. Check them out. Some may make you laugh, some may piss you off, and some you may agree with. But whatever. That's what they're there for. This is Tom with the Hidden Truths. Everybody have a great night. I'm out of here.